dark side of the Force is a pathway to many abilities some consider to be unnatural.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Sith Talk. Today we have back on the show for the third time Jose from General Kenobi's Bunker YouTube channel. How you doing, Jose?
Hello there. I know, man. Am I feels special, Third time's a charm. So
Yeah. So, tell us a little bit about your channel and where we can find you at.
yeah, absolutely. So General Economics Bunker is the main YouTube channel. You can find us like that on Facebook, on TikTok, on Instagram. Um, I would greatly appreciate it if you check us out there. But we also have a second channel over on YouTube called El Búnker del General Kenobi. For all my Spanish speaking peeps out there. And in both channels, we talk about Star Wars, of course. We just got done with a live talking about the latest episode of Bad Batch, right? Like 2 minutes ago. Uh, but we also do a lot of toy hunting. So we go out there to the stores, to the collectible stores, to the toy shows, and we basically go out there, spend way too much money, then we feel guilty about it later, but that's not the point. The videos are fun, so check us out if you enjoy that kind of stuff. Like I said, toy hunting. We also do a few toy reviews, collectible reviews, that kind of stuff. We do trailer reactions for Star Wars shows. We do sort of the breakdowns, like I said, just like we did with Bad Batch. And we've done so, of course, for Ahsoka, all of those. So yeah, General Kenobi's Bunker, again, pretty much all across social media.
Yes. So for you guys watching, go subscribe. I'm going to put the link to both his channels down in the description. My man here is a little over 2K now. Let's go.
Yeah, man, feels good. Feels good to
Yeah.
be in the what do you call it? In the K,
Yeah,
club.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
dude.
No, that's freaking awesome. So
Appreciate it.
this is gonna be fun. So everyone that comes on, there's like a certain set of questions. So you've been through that the first time,
Yeah.
and then the second time it's a different set. Now the third time I have a new set of questions, and
All
these
snap.
ones are juicy. So it's rare when I get to ask these. So are you ready?
Nice. Oh, so ready.
All right, so this first one, and I'm gonna answer all these too because it'll be fun. But the first one is if you could go back in time
Hmm.
and re-experience your first time watching any Star Wars moment,
Mm.
what would it be?
Ooh, that's a that's a tough one. So many good
Yeah.
moments, right? So many good ones. You know what? Um, so I'm gonna switch it up a bit. I would go back and actually experience one that I got to miss. And let me explain.
Okay.
Episode 1, right? Episode 1, I was on the hype train. I kind of knew what was going on with Star Wars. I wasn't like fully into it. But my uncle showed me the original trilogy, right? I wasn't around for those. So episode 1 was my first like in theater, event, right? For
Mhm.
for Star Wars. And we got there late to watch the movie. Me
Oh,
and my cousins get there late. The theater is jam packed because this is the movie, right? Like this is a whole event.
yeah.
And so I actually miss the first, what is it, like maybe 2 or 3 minutes of the movie. So I missed the crawl, which already is pretty bad, right?
Oh,
But I missed the, to me, is an iconic scene. I always love that scene when Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon
yeah.
turn around and lift their hoods back. I missed that. I missed seeing that, the first viewing. And I had seen it because that was on the trailers, if you remember. Like
Yeah,
they
yeah.
kept showing that and in the promo. But I was like, oh, I really want to know where that scene comes from because I keep seeing it, throughout. And I don't see it, So first viewing, I'm like, dang it, man, So
Damn.
I would actually go back and get there on time the first time.
Wow. Yeah, that's a good one, and that's crazy missing, like, the crawl.
Bro, right? Seriously.
Oh,
And again, I wasn't fully like into Star Wars, right? I was after that. Like I was like,
yeah,
all right,
yeah.
I'm done. This is me now. Um, but like I said, it's just kind of like a very iconic, of course, scene, right? In any of the movies, in any of the Star Wars movies. But like I said, my first, how can I say it? My first Star Wars movie in theaters, right? Like ever,
Yeah.
for me was Episode 1. But I missed the dang cross.
Wow. That's crazy.
Right?
I think for me, I kinda have, like, 2 moments I'm thinking. So, one is, like, just seeing Revenge of the Sith for the first time
Yes.
again, because I remember that, and that's just, like, it was such a cool thing because you went in and you knew what had to happen, but you
Yes.
didn't know how you were gonna get
How?
to it.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that moment was great, but honestly, the another one that's up there just as good is that Mando season 2 finale, man.
Dude,
Like, there's nothing I get goosebumps thinking about it, and there's nothing since then that comes the closest thing
yeah.
is Anakin and Ahsoka, but it was kind
Yeah.
of spoiled because in the trailers, we knew we were gonna see him. Luke
Agreed.
popped up out of nowhere. There was no rumors, no leaks, like the regular rumors, but no, like, hard evidence or
Yeah.
nothing, so that was a pure shock, surprise, joy, and,
Agreed.
like, it's like that's the Luke we deserved from the sequels. We got
Dude,
it there in
yeah.
Mando. So, like,
Exactly.
that moment, like, my buddy Grayson from Mortis FM on his Instagram, I don't know if you saw it, I shared it on my story. He posted his father reacting to it for
Oh,
the first
that's awesome.
time. And, like, his dad was like a little kid, like, "Oh my god," like, it was
Exactly.
oh, so that's what got me thinking about it, but just bro, that moment was just so special.
Agreed. No,
Oh,
I agree. And it's one of those that I have to hand it to Lucasfilm. They don't, I guess there's more misses than hits lately, but when it comes to stuff like that, right? I'm like, dude, how did you keep that under wraps? Like because like you said, there was really no hard evidence, no like
yeah,
leaked photos or drone pictures or whatever. I'm like, dude, that amount of effort is commendable. Like that, just to keep it
yeah,
so secret. And well, you've seen it, of course, like Dave, telling everybody that it was, well, not everybody, but everybody like the inner circle, that it was like Plo Koon, right,
yeah,
coming
and
back.
they had fake models and stuff that made
Exactly,
him
like
Plo
just
Koon, yeah,
misleading everybody until
yeah.
literally the last minute. Yeah, no, but no, I hear you. That's definitely a good one.
Yes, yes. Alright, so the next question is, what is your dream Star Wars movie? If you could have any movie with any story be made, what is it?
For me, it would be probably Tales of the Jedi, and I'm talking about the comic book.
Ooh, okay.
Tales of the Jedi. The Freedom Nat uprising around that era,
Uh-huh.
with Exar Kun and Illik. Um, those stories, man. When I first got into Star Wars, those had just sort of wrapped up in the comic books.
Mhm.
So I kept seeing like tidbits here and there about the story, and it just got it captured like my imagination. Right, it's a very different era.
Yeah.
There's literally hundreds of thousands of Jedi, right? Their powers are all kind of wild, like some of them can bend like molecules, in matter. Like
Damn.
it's like super like out there, right?
Mhm.
And I'm like, dang, dude, like that's crazy. But yet you got these two dudes that sort of on different paths, right? End up contacting like Agent Sith and sort of becoming Sith themselves,
Mhm.
and then they join, and then just them two, bring this like huge conflict to the Jedi into the galaxy. And I'm like, dude, these dudes were like uber powerful, right? But yet, as usual, right? Their hubris and their ultra confidence, took him down.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but I always enjoyed the story of Oleg, because he actually gets stripped of the Force, right?
Mhm.
Um, Kind of like we've seen that now, right? A little bit more, I guess, more in the Disney era, but it was done forcibly to him, right? Like it was a punishment to him.
Ooh.
So imagine, the way I always thought about it is like, imagine if Anakin, didn't really lose the Mustafar duel, right? Like he actually
Mhm.
comes out on top. He still has all his limbs, well, or most of his limbs, and he kind of gets to do what he was sort of gearing to do, right? Like take over, sort of
Yeah.
become an emperor, that kind of stuff. But then last minute, imagine that the equivalent, right, would be, imagine if Padme was a Jedi, right? And she's the one that takes away his force connection.
Oh,
That's
okay.
kind of what happened to this guy, right? So he was like super powerful, top of his game, almost brought the entire Jedi Order to his knees, and his loved one, right? Because back then they were allowed to, I guess, have relationships,
Yeah.
and she was a very very powerful Jedi, and she actually uses that technique. She invents that technique just to stop him. So the dude doesn't die, right? But he's cut off from the Force. So for the next like 10 or 15 years, I forget right now the timeline, he kind of just has to live in exile with everything he did, and
Mm,
knowing that he got to be so powerful, and now he's almost like a nobody, right? So
yeah.
I always thought that was like a even like harder punishment, right? Than oh, we're just gonna like execute you. It's like no,
Yeah.
we're gonna strip you down of everything you wore, right? Like
Wow.
so that story always got to me, right? And of course the action was awesome.
Yeah.
You had Mandalorians first of all. You had this dude fought one of the very first Mandalores out there,
Mm.
Mandalore the Unifier. And so all of that stuff, like sort of wrapped into this like story. If we could get a trilogy, right, like out of that, dude, I'm all about it. So
That sounds insane. I don't know.
that
I'm
is
not really super familiar with all of that, but how you explained it, like that sounds like it sounds like Star Wars, but so different and out there. And it would be kind of like a nice change to
exactly.
the norm that we get.
Exactly. And that's why I'm actually going off on a tangent, but that's what actually why I'm excited about the Dawn of the Jedi type of stuff, right?
Mhm.
I don't think we'll see much in there, like in that movie. But if we sort of continue like down that path, right, of like
Yeah.
towards that era, I think we'll start seeing something like that, right? Something a little bit different, yet familiar, right? Like some elements are still there, of course, but like I said, it's kind of so far removed, right, in the timeline
Yeah.
that we can play around quite a bit, with it.
That'd be crazy. For me, like I want this so bad, but I want a Darth Maul and Vader movie because I want to see the conflict between Maul and Vader and
Yeah.
why in Rebels when Vader shows up, Maul is terrified and like runs and dips. I would love to see that and like a big ass battle between Maul and Vader. It just would
Oh
just
yeah.
be so dope. Like they're both so iconic, and everyone, even if they watch Star Wars or they don't, they know Vader and
Oh
know
yeah.
Maul. So
Absolutely.
like imagine that coming together. Like it's like King Kong versus Godzilla. Like
Exactly.
Maul versus Vader. Like, do we need it? No, but will it be dope to watch? Yes.
Hey Disney, you want to make $1 billion pretty easily? There you go.
Imagine the merch. I would, bro.
Oh,
Everything with Maul and Vader, everybody would get. All the Maul fans would get it. All the Vader, everybody would get it. It would be
absolutely.
insane.
Yeah, there was this I'm sure you've read it, but there was this kind of short story, I guess, in the comic book. The what was the comic book called? It was sort of like an anthology type of comic book. Anyway,
Huh?
there is a story of Vader versus Maul, right?
Yeah,
And it was pretty cool. It was well drawn, well enough. Um and it was, it was short. Again, it's not even the full issue.
yeah,
But it was always a cool concept. I'm like, man, if we could see this, and like you said, when the animation happened, and you kind of get Mold, you kind of get Vader, in the
yeah.
same like
Episode.
vicinity, right? Like in the same
Yeah,
spot, and you're like, dude, it has to go down, and then it kind of does, and you're like, dang it, like you're so close.
yeah. I know that just would be so crazy. We're never ever gonna get that,
Yeah.
but it would just be so awesome,
Oh,
man.
absolutely.
All right, the last question is oh, this is a tough one.
Oof.
I don't even know if I could answer. Oh, I think
Oof.
I know. What is your dream Star Wars collectible? If you could have anything, what would your dream collectible of Star Wars be?
Yeah, that is tough. Um, hmm. Dang, man, I don't know. There's so much stuff I want.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. Um, I don't know. So collectible itself, right? Like not
It could be so for me, like I would probably if I could be anything, I
right.
probably would have like an original prop from either the OT or even the prequels, like having
That's what I was thinking.
Darth Maul's actual lightsaber
That's
that
what I
Ray
was thinking
Park
too. Yeah.
used, or
Yeah.
like having Luke's saber from A New Hope or something like that. It would have to be something like that. Something that that actor used on the original if I could have anything.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, like that. So I was thinking about that. That I guess screen used model X-wing that popped up. Remember,
Ooh, for
dude,
like a
that thing
didn't
was.
it go for like 1,000,000 or
Oh yeah,
something?
it went for like crazy money, right?
Yeah.
But like something along those lines. So I'm like, "Ah, dude, I don't know. I love ships first of all.
Yeah.
So ships, the designs and the collectibles, surrounding them, I really like them. And so if I could get like imagine like a star destroyer, like a
Oh,
screen
yeah,
used star
yeah.
destroyer. Oh, dude, that'd be insane for me.
Damn.
Um, but yeah, I don't know, man. That is a tough one. Like to narrow it down to just one. That's a tall
Yeah.
order.
Yeah. It'd be like something like that, or like Boba Fett's helmet from Empire, the
Exactly,
original Boba Fett's helmet, or
dude. Or like the prototype one, like the before they even painted it, like the just the white
yeah,
one. Oh, dude,
yeah.
yeah,
It
that'd
would
be
have to
insane.
be it would have to be something like that, man, like for sure.
Oh yeah,
So, the first thing I want to talk about today, because literally we're recording on Thursday and we are exactly 365 days,
yes,
which
sir.
is a year away from day one of Japan celebration. Bro, that crept up kind of quick, man.
Dude. Right? I saw you posted. I was like, no, that can't be right. And I looked it up, and I was like,
Yeah.
dang it, like it is.
Yeah.
So yeah, in 1 year exactly, my man Tony and I are gonna be all turned around, still jet lag, not understanding anything that people are saying to us, in Japan, and we've already blown through our budget. Like that's
Yep.
that's gone. Like first, 30 minutes of the con. So, dude, that is so crazy, man. 1 year exactly. So, oof,
How hyped are you? Because you haven't been to celebration since Anaheim
yep,
2022.
that's right.
How hyped are you that in a year from right now, we're gonna be walking in on day 1 to
Oh,
Japan?
dude, so hyped now. It's nothing but a countdown now that we're in the year. It's again kind of crazy. Uh, Super stoked. I mean, there's definitely still stuff to figure out, like flights and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I like you said, we recorded on Thursday. In 2 weeks exactly, the tickets go on sale. So I'm
Yep.
like, okay, this is happening like this. In the next like 3 weeks, this whole trip sort of is gonna be like put together, right?
Yep.
Uh, so it's kind of crazy to think about it because, like you said, I feel that it kind of just crept up on us, right? It was a year ago
Yeah.
that it was announced, right? And
Yeah,
everybody's like,
yeah.
"Oh, 2 years, that's not too bad. I might be able to swing it." And you blink, then you're like, "Oh, by the way, you got 1 year." So hopefully you saved up enough, you know. And if not, hey, there's always credit cards, right? So
Yeah, exactly, man. So, like, yeah, like you just said, exactly 2 weeks till we get tickets. I'm feeling good about tickets. Like, I'm hoping we get VIP.
yeah,
Fingers crossed. But if
right,
not, like, I'm gonna get. So, if we don't get VIP, I'm gonna buy 3 single day tickets instead of a 3 day badge,
okay.
because the price difference, it's only
It's
$7
yeah,
more.
it's
So
minimal.
I'd rather have 3 different arts than just one if VIP doesn't pan out.
Yeah,
So
I agree. And it's
I'm
funny you say that because I was thinking about that. I'm like, well, I get 3 badges, right? And
yeah,
and they're like you said, they're gonna be different. So like, why not? I could probably, get somebody to give me their 3 day, badge easier,
yeah,
right? If I just need one badge at the end of the show, right?
yeah.
Than to try to get three, right? So it's funny you mentioned that because I was thinking about that a couple of days ago. I'm like, it's not. Oh, well, first of all, I think some of the advantage is also that people will go for that 3 day pass,
It's
right?
gonna go quicker.
Like
So yep.
exactly, it's gonna probably sell out. I mean, you know this better than I do, but it'll probably sell out fairly fast, right? Like because people are not gonna
Within
be wanting,
30 minutes.
yeah, because
Calling
people are not
it.
gonna be wanting, bother with this day, this day, this day, right? Like,
Yeah.
and add them all and all that stuff. They're gonna be like, hey, this one's cheaper for sure because it's the 3 day pass, so I'm just gonna get that. Um, so there's that's a big advantage already. Um, So yeah, again, funny you mentioned that because I was kind of leaning towards that too.
Yeah. Yeah, so we'll see. Like, oh man, it's just gonna be so nerve-wracking. I'm probably gonna go live at 6 p.m. and just stay live and
Yeah,
chatting with people till it drops. And man, I just don't know what to expect. I think it's gonna be crazy like London. I
yeah,
remember London VIP was gone in like less than 60 seconds. And then I think when I got into the store, it was like a half hour after, and I got VIP, not VIP, I got the 4 day for London, and then literally 1 or 2 minutes later, they were sold out. So it was
yikes.
quick. And then
Yeah,
I think after that, Saturday sold out as well. And then for Friday, Sunday, Monday for London, it took a little time for it to sell out. But Japan's going to be different because it's only
yeah,
3 days.
yeah.
It hasn't been there since like 2008 or 2009.
Right.
So that side of the world, those fans are hungry.
Oh
Ja-
yeah.
Japan has a huge population. I'm sure there's a ton of Star Wars fans
Oh,
that
for
are going
sure.
to go alone that are local. So it's going to
Yeah.
be crazy, man.
Yeah, dude. No, I agree. But yeah, so I'm excited slash nervous because, like I said, I definitely want to get my tickets, right? So once I get that, the rest is easy, quote
Yeah,
unquote,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like once you got tickets, flights, flights ain't going nowhere. There's gonna be flights.
Yeah, yeah,
Hotels, same thing, right? You might not get the cheapest or closest or whatever, but there's gonna be hotels. So
yeah.
I'm not worried about any of that. It's just like I said, just the tickets. I want to make sure that I get in all 3 days.
Yeah. So, I mean, we're not going to get any announcements on like guests and
Right.
exclusives and panels till like till January, February of 2025. But
Yeah.
what guest do you want the most to be announced for like Japan Celebration? Like, who's the number one person that you're like, I hope this person goes? Who?
Mark Hamill.
Yeah.
Straight up. It's the
Uh,
bucket list, bro. Like if he's gonna show up, dude, I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna pay through the nose to get a picture with him. Like
yeah.
it's he's gonna be probably the most expensive one in
Oh,
the
yeah.
history of Celebration, right? Or up to this point anyway. But it's gotta happen, dude. Like that's I don't know, that's just the holy grail for me. Uh Believe it or not, hot take, believe it or not, more so than if, like, let's say Harrison Ford, would show up. Like
Oh,
if I had to pick and they're like, hey, both of them are gonna be there, you can only have one or you can only afford one, I'd still go with Mark Hamill, to be honest with you.
oh, no, of course. But
No,
if
if dude,
both of them were there,
if
bro, I'm figuring that out.
that's yeah, I was gonna say that's
Oh
that's a future
god.
me problem. Like, don't worry about that.
Yeah.
It's happening. But I'm saying like to that level, right? Like Mark
Yeah.
Hamill is my TP top. Um so and well, he's not doing many cons, right? He just kind of started popping back up, right? He did that
San
San
Fran Fan
Francisco. Yeah,
Expo.
exactly. And you saw how that went. I mean, they flew, right? Like those things were sold out in like freaking minutes too. uh but yeah, so he's my number one. That is one of the ones that I think, where Lucasfilm, pulling their weight, like, or using their whatever their influence, it can
Uh-huh.
get to us, right? Like it's not far fetched for him to actually show up.
Yeah. So the one that I have is probably the same cost as Mark.
Mm.
But what if Mark goes back to San Fran Fan Expo this year? Would you
Oh,
go?
dude, I would try. Yeah,
Yeah.
I would. Even honestly, even if it's just that one day, and like I gotta hightail it back, but yeah, I would. I thought about it, but then they like immediately they posted it. He was sold out already, so
Yeah, it was
it
quick
was it,
last
it was
year.
gone. Oh yeah,
So for me, I like it should be Mark, but like I'm kind of like in the back of my mind, I'm hoping he goes to San Fran again because I'm gonna
yeah,
be off this year. I already have a hotel booked in San Francisco right now, just in
smart,
case.
smart,
Yeah, it's literally walking distance to the con. I booked it like 3 months ago. I forgot. I was looking on my Expedia app and I'm like, San Francisco. And I completely forgot I booked that weekend just in case he shows
perfect.
up. But for Japan, the one that I want, is Natalie Portman.
Yes.
And for several reasons. One, the Revenge of the Sith
Yep.
20th anniversary panel, just to see her on stage with Hayden and Hewan
Yep.
talking about that, one is
Hmm.
priceless. And then if she does photos and autos, bro,
Oh,
I
for
gotta get
sure.
both. If she does a dual photo op with Hayden,
Dude, come on. It don't get better than that.
that's like once in a lifetime. Because
Yeah.
like, if she were to do Japan, I don't think she would do any other con ever. There's no need. But like maybe like how you said Lucasfilm, maybe they'll pull their weight and try to get her to go there
Right.
for that panel for
Right.
this one time.
Yeah.
She's single now, so maybe I'll run into her in Tokyo. We'll get sushi
There you go.
together.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah.
You never know. You
I
never
see it.
know.
I see it totally, dude. I'm rooting for you, man.
Yeah, but that's who I want. But yeah,
Yeah.
I want Mark. Like, but Mark though as well. He's like the holy grail, and yeah, I just want to have that Nilda moment, like how she did
Dude,
with
right?
Mark.
Oh,
Like
so
it's
jealous.
yeah, I know for a fact I'll be tearing up, either walking up to see him or immediately afterwards. It'll be straight
Oh,
waterfall.
dude, yeah. Same
Like
here.
it's bro. It's like that's your childhood hero. It's
Yes.
like I couldn't imagine what it's like to meet Mark, and, like, hopefully we get to experience that this or next year, man, like, hopefully.
Yeah, no, I hear you. So, yeah, yeah. I mean, if if he actually pops up again in San Fran, then I might have to ask you, if I can crash on your couch for your
Yeah,
hotel room.
yeah, bro, like, no, 100%. Now,
Yes,
besides Celebration, what other cons you got lined up? Because I feel like there's a million shows dropping in Texas,
there
and, like,
is
you're
a
at
lot
every
going
single
on,
one
bro.
of them. So
There is a lot.
what's coming up next for you?
So, we got a new convention actually bursting into the scene, and they're trying to go all out. We have it's called nostalgicon, that's happening in May
Ooh,
10 to the 12th. They're hitting the 90s, they're hitting the 90s beat. So it is a ton of voice actors from basically every show that you loved, back then.
mhm.
From like Disney. Barney is gonna be there, like the dinosaur. Yeah, bro, it's kind of nuts. Bam Margera is gonna be there.
Oh, okay.
Uh, Voice actors from, for example, for Death Note, for Naruto,
Mhm.
for Digimon. You know, for dang it, I'm blanking out now. There's just so many.
Yeah.
Oh, for Turtles, for Ninja Turtles.
Oh.
Dude, there's a bunch, right? And it's happening at one of the bigger places here in San Antonio in town, the Henry B Convention Center. Uh, and well, my group, the Countdown City Geeks, the guys that I work with, Daniel from Legacy of Nerd,
Yeah.
David from Star Wars Stuff Podcast, the WrestleCast, and myself, right, General Kenobi's Bunker. We're all gonna be there, both attending. So we're gonna have a booth, right? We're gonna
Nice.
have like a sort of like a bigger, like a like a Voltron type of booth, right? We're all gonna have like
Ooh.
little spots, but it's gonna be
Uh-huh.
like a bigger booth, like overall. um we're actually having, like Daniel, he's having actually, I think one or two, I forget right now, Power Ranger actors like just be at our booth. So if you want to meet them, you
Nice.
gotta, you can go through us and stuff. We're gonna be having giveaways, like a bunch of stuff. There's gonna be some wrestlers there for the WrestleCast, all
Yeah.
that cool stuff. um Me personally, I'm actually gonna be emceeing the stage. So I'm actually gonna be like, hey guys, next panel up is so and so. It's
Yeah.
happening, at this time, all that. And I'm also going to be in panels, so I'm going to be the host of a couple of the panels throughout the weekend.
Nice.
I think I got the TMNT one, the voices of the show. I have Death Note
Uh-huh.
and one more, I forget right now, maybe Naruto or something like
Yeah.
that. So yeah, dude, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a good experience. um they've actually just told us, so there's the same guy doing the one here, right?
Mhm.
This is the first one. He's already booking for Houston in December, and he actually just told us like, hey, if you guys want to be in it, like, I'll pay for your lodging, for you guys to be out there.
Ooh, hell yeah.
So I'm kind of like, dude, I kind of want to do that, like, it's
Yeah.
it's quite the opportunity. So So yeah, that's in December though. But still, I mean, as time flies, right? I'm gonna blink and it's gonna be here.
Yeah.
Um, but we work very close together with one of the biggest shows, not just in San Antonio or in Texas. I think of the country, bro. Like straight up.
Uh-huh.
Uh, it's happening in June. It's called the Superhero Comic Con. Um, they just announced, for example, today, they're bringing three Superman. So they're bringing,
Oh, I
t-
saw that. I saw
yeah,
that
yeah,
post.
yeah, yeah. So it's Brandon Routh, right? Dang it, now I'm blanking out on their names, but
Yeah.
Smallville,
Yeah. Yeah.
Brandon Routh, Superman Returns, and Lewis and Clark, guys. So
Yeah.
all three are gonna be there. Dude, it's that show is kind of nuts, and he's not even done like announcing like like big names,
Yeah.
but that same guy, right? That the same people that put together that show for the first time this year, they're putting together another show in October
Uh-huh.
called SpaceCon, and that's the one that I want to be at.
Mhm.
So first of all, just the from top to bottom, I guess. Hayden Christensen is gonna be here. Rosario Dawson just got announced last week. Now there's rumors they're not done. They might get the trifecta of those. So not official yet, but probably will happen. But dude, we got Ming Na Wen, we got Katie
Yeah.
Sackhoff, a bunch of Star Wars, a bunch of Star Wars people, a bunch of Star Trek people, a bunch of Stargate people, bro. Like, you remember Stargate, like
Yeah, yeah,
SG
yeah.
One? I think the whole team, yeah, the whole team is gonna be here. It's kind of nuts, dude. He's going all out. Like he's making it space, centric, right?
Mhm.
So all of the Star Wars, Star Trek,
Yeah,
Stargate,
yeah,
they're all
yeah,
gonna be there,
yeah.
which is kind of nuts. So, and on that one, there's a special event. So if you get how does it go? If you get a VIP uh, picture with Hayden, you get a ticket for a night with Hayden. A little event at the after the show sort of wraps up.
What?
Yeah, dude. So I think he's gonna be doing like a little more private, like hangout type of thing.
Uh-huh.
And to make it even better, right? So that was already pretty good because so you buy your VIP thing for him, and that includes the ticket for that, right?
Yeah.
But they just upgraded it, and Rosario Dawson's also gonna do it. So both
What?
of them, and you get both of them for the same price. Like he didn't even change the price. He's like, hey, if you already bought it, boom, included. So I'm
That's
kind of freaking out about that
nuts.
one. Yeah. So that's the one that I'm like, oh Lord. And
Yeah.
and what I was gonna say, you know what the the kick in the teeth is?
What?
That day, the only day that Hayden Christensen is here, he's only here one day. That's
Uh-huh.
my son's birthday. That
Oh,
exactly that
no!
day.
Oh, no, little
Exactly that day, bro. Not the day
Oh.
before, not the day after, that day, that Saturday. So right now I'm like, I don't know how I'm gonna swing it, dude.
You better take him
I
to Disneyland the weekend before and be
it
like,
That's
"We're
the thing, bro,
celebrating
because I'm
early."
like, yeah, so um
Shoot.
as of now, I probably won't be in that show like that much, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because I mean, Latino families, bro. Like I get a bunch of family, for in town for that
Yeah.
event, and they're traveling quite a bit. So I'm like, I don't want to just dip, and leave him out here. Uh, but at the same time, again, since we work very closely with that showrunner, right?
Yeah.
I think I could get, a little bit better access to Hayden and Rosario. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Wow.
so that's why I'm like, I don't know, man. I'm still in my mind.
That's that's
I'm
like
still figuring it out.
a rare,
Oh,
rare
dude.
but you said that's SpaceCon and where is that at?
Yeah. So that's gonna be here in San Antonio.
Okay,
That
okay.
is, yeah. Um, it's
October.
that's in October. Yeah, that's October
Mm.
25th, 26th, 27.
Oh, okay, good. As good as then, because ICC is the beginning of that month.
Exactly. But that's the other thing, right? So I'm gonna be gone for that week, hanging
Yeah.
out with y'all out there, partying it up. And then
Damn.
basically we come back. We got that one weekend, or no, what is it? 2 weekends.
2
Sorry.
weekends, yeah.
Yeah, and then this hits. So it's pretty. Yeah. October is also kind of crazy. So May and October are nuts this year.
Damn. You haven't met Hayden yet, have you?
I have not. nor Rosario
Oh,
for that matter.
yeah, I haven't met Rosario either.
Yeah,
Next show she's at, I wanna meet her for sure.
yeah.
Bro, when you meet Hayden, it's gonna change your life.
Oh, dude, and that's what I'm saying, dude. Like both of them together, right? So not right now, you can buy the, of course, the double picture, right, with both of them.
Yeah.
But like I said, to me, the special, right, about them being here is that sort of like more private or you know
Yeah,
smaller
what does
hangout.
that mean? What is it gonna be like?
Let me look it up because I don't want to like lie to you, but it is like I
Yeah,
said, it's like later in the afternoon slash night, I think, like at 7 8 p.m.
what?
Um, and the way I understood it, it's kind of just like a smaller room, right? And you just get to hang out with him.
What?
Well, with him and her now. So let
Bro,
me pull it up
if
here,
that's the case, like, I'm going, like,
dude. Let's do it.
they don't do that anywhere.
No, and that's the thing, dude. That's so okay. So let me. I should have prefaced with all this saying that this guys, the showrunners,
Uh-huh.
they, they got a lot of pull, right? Like
Yeah,
he's brought, he's the one who brought Ewan McGregor 2 years ago to
that's
San
the show
Antonio.
that he went to, yeah,
Yeah,
that's the
right after
show
Celebration.
where Hewan was over there and taking the best fan pictures with, like, holding
Yes.
lightsabers and
Yeah.
fight, like, oh, man,
Yeah.
I remember that con.
Yeah. So, but like I said, that was at the June July show, right? Superhero. But
Yeah,
this year, like I said, he's kind of splintering off, and like everything Star Wars, Star Trek, all of that is in this con in October.
yeah,
In June, he's still doing, like I said, big things. So, I'm blanking out. Ernie, original Ghostbuster, he's gonna be
mhm,
here.
yeah.
So he already has a quite the lineup, right, for June. And like I said, he's not even done. I can pull it up. So
Shit, I gotta have the plan and budget for this too, because that sounds crazy. Like, yeah,
yep,
have drinks with Hayden and Rosario at night after the con. Like, what?
yep, yeah, dude. Oh come on, why now the thing's not opening? But yeah, like I said, it's sort of like a, yeah, it's like a VIP hangout, type of thing. And with both of them, like I said, they just upgraded it to include Rosario.
How is it not sold out right now?
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
What?
Um, let me pull up. I'm trying to pull up the dang like actual spiel,
Yeah, yeah,
for
yeah.
it. Uh,
That sounds so crazy. So if you do go,
yeah.
are you gonna get like a photo with Hayden or an autograph?
Right. So ideally, I get both. To be
Yeah,
honest,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Um, it's a pretty penny, but at the same time, he's here, like locally in town. Like I don't gotta
Yeah.
go nowhere.
No flights, no hotels. Like you just,
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah.
So all of that to me offsets the cost of
Yep.
getting everything.
Wow, that sounds nuts. And like, wow. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna look into that. Bro, after we're
Yeah,
done
dude.
recording, I'm probably gonna book something over there through Expedia just in case that
Yeah,
week.
bro.
Oh
But oh man,
man.
now I feel dumb because I can't find it. But it's a thing. I'm not lying.
Oh no, I'm gonna do the research. I'm gonna find all the info and like that's just so wild, man.
Yeah,
It's
dude. So it's called SpaceCon, first of all.
yeah.
SpaceCon San Antonio on their like socials, but I'm trying to find. Okay, so it says if you bought a Hayden Christensen VIP photo op, which comes with a seat at the on quotes an evening with Hayden Christensen presentation,
Uh-huh.
it will now be called an evening with Hayden Christensen and Rosario Dawson. Um,
'Kay.
basically saying for the same price, like if you already got it, you got both of them. So
Oh,
it's kind of nuts.
it's like a panel then. Um Yeah, that's what it sounds like the panel, 'cause they've done that at, like, Awesome Con in Washington and at
Hmm.
Indiana Comic Con, but, like, usually you gotta pay well, usually you could pay to get into those panels, like a gold or
Right.
silver ticket. If not, you gotta line up. But, like, is it gonna be, like, a panel that's open to the public and you can still get in, or is the panel for
I don't
VIP
think so, dude.
only?
Yeah, I really don't think
Oh,
so. To be honest with you, I'm trying to find.
that sounds dope if it's just for, like, VIP ticket holders and that's it.
Yeah, because it says okay, so VIP photo ops are 299, right?
Uh-huh.
And it says includes one professional photo op, a collectible VIP photo op badge, and one admission to the A Night with Hayden Christensen, 8:15 p.m. On Saturday, you will be allowed to purchase one companion pass for 99 for this event.
Uh-huh.
So, like, kind of like the only way to get a plus one is if you already have the pass, I guess.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I think it's gonna be, like I said, it's gonna be just for the VIPs. Yeah.
Wow.
So it's, I don't know, man. It's kind of nuts. Um, I will I'll hit up my guy who's got the direct line,
Yeah, yeah.
to the showrunner, and just see if he already told them like, hey, this is what's happening. Like, I don't know, it's gonna be only 50 people, in a room or blah blah, like whatever.
Yeah.
So, or if it's gonna be like panel type, like he's just giving out, a presentation or something like that.
Yeah.
But I'll ask him for sure. But anyway, regardless, I mean, it sounds great. Like
Yeah.
it sounds very I mean, now with both of them, Hayden and Rosario. So that's coming up in October again, end of October, right? Um, but yeah, dude. So down here in San Antonio, what is very popular is actually like little, I like to call them little like mall cons. And what
Uh-huh.
that means is that a bunch of like little how do you call it, events happen at the mall, right? We got, of course,
So weird. I just
yeah,
watched
dude,
the
right?
video and like
Yeah,
it's just like a regular mall, but it's a
it is,
convention
but
at
it's
the same time. It's like
exactly,
I've never seen that
yeah.
ever.
Yeah, yeah. And so out here, it's a thing, like for sure. Like this weekend, there's definitely something going on. Like from here to probably like, I want to say like maybe like September, October, pretty
Yeah.
much I would say every weekend or close to every weekend, there's something going on. There's a lot
Damn.
of horror fans out here too. So they'll do stuff like the cast from the Chucky, movies and the TV show.
Yeah.
They've
Yeah.
been here already a couple times. Uh, the guy from I'm blanking out, but the original The Hills Have Eyes, he was here
Mm,
not that long ago.
yeah.
There's a bunch of stuff like that, dude. Um, that's where I met my buddy Leilani Tika.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
in
yeah.
one of those
Your
like little
best friend
shows.
now.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you have like 2 Star Wars best friends, and it's her and Daniel Logan. Like you guys are
Exactly.
just like, come
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
So I want him to come over, man. Like I don't know what, like no show has brought him yet, or not since I've been here, right?
Yeah.
But I'm like, dude, like you gotta come over. Um, but what I was gonna say is, so there's always something sort of going on, right?
Yeah.
Now this shows tend to be, again, they're smaller, right? But they're pretty fun too. Like you get to meet, some of the celebrities,
Yeah.
and since it's kind of more chilled for them too, like they'll talk to you for for a lot longer,
Yeah,
right? Like it's just kind of
yeah.
like, hey, we're just kind of hanging out. It's not so much like, here's your autograph, keep the line moving, type of stuff.
Yeah.
So it's cool. I've learned to enjoy them quite a bit. They're good for toy hunting, because a bunch of vendors are, of course, with the collectibles and stuff.
Yeah.
So we get to hit that up. Um, but yeah, man. So there's always something going on now, man. That's something that I've learned here. So San Antonio has quite the con scene,
And you met Andrew Garfield at one of those small shows,
dude.
right?
Yes. So I'd want no, that one was the big one last year. Like I said, the superhero Comic
Yeah.
Con. Yeah. So and that's the first time he came out to, like,
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I don't like he doesn't do conventions.
he doesn't.
And like since then he hasn't done nothing.
Nope. That's what I'm saying, dude. Like that's the biggest show easily here in town. But I
Uh-huh.
kind of feel like even national level, like even national level, he's pretty up there.
Yeah.
So to match that, this year, he's getting Diego Luna.
Oh, that's the show where he's I seen that too. Bro,
Yeah,
everyone's going to freaking Texas. That's
yeah,
crazy.
bro. But that's what I'm saying. Diego has never done a con, bro.
You're right,
So
he hasn't.
yeah, he hasn't. So
Are you gonna meet
again,
him?
yeah, I think so. Yeah. So
Damn.
again, we kind of have the in, with that big show.
Yeah.
Our buddy Ted has been working with him for several years now, and he's moderated panels, and stuff on the main stage and that kind of stuff. So yeah, The way it usually goes is we'll get a space, so we'll actually have a booth,
Hmm.
for our stuff on the show floor, and then we get media access, but we kind of get media access on steroids, if I'm being honest. Like we get a little bit more,
Yeah.
than pretty much everybody else, to be honest with you.
Nice.
So we get to be there, for example, sometimes they don't let us. It depends who it is.
Hmm.
As you know, some celebrities are more picky than others.
Yeah.
But for example, we were hanging out with Ming Na Wen when she was here
Ooh.
last year. Dude, freaking insanely gorgeous, by the way, like in person.
Yeah.
Dude, striking. It was kind of nuts. I was kind of taken back, like when I saw her.
Yeah.
It's not even fair. Again, my buddy Ted, he interviewed her on stage, right? Like the panel. It was
Yeah.
it was him and her. Katie Sackhoff, same thing. We kind of hang out before she get onto the panel, a
Mm.
little bit after, like that kind of stuff. So with Diego, again, I'm not sure because he's never really done a con.
Yeah.
So he could be real, like, real sort of like, no, no, like I'm just here, do my thing, and like dip out.
Yeah.
Or he might chill out and we'll have tacos and beer together. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, I get the vibe from him that he's gonna just be so chill and just
I hope
having a
so.
blast. Yeah, man, that'd be so sick.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be like looking on your story, and it's gonna be just you and Diego just having tacos at
pretty much.
somewhere over there in Texas. Like
Exactly.
what?
Yeah, bro. I like a taco stand, at 3 in the
Yeah,
morning.
yeah. Yeah, like, "Yeah, I
Yeah,
got
bro.
Diego Luna, he's in my house right now, my wife's
Exactly.
making my
Yeah,
wife's making
I'm
him some
I'm about
food."
to make some carne asada for him.
Oh, and he would love it too,
Oh,
bro.
he probably would.
Oh my
Yeah.
god. That's crazy, man. That's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah, dude.
Uh, damn, man. Yeah, you're definitely in a good spot over there in Texas with that crew that you're running with over there.
Yeah, man, they're great guys, and we of course we support each other. So if there's something like a little bit more Power Ranger centric, then we all sort of rally around like Daniel, right? Like that's
Yeah.
his main thing. Like that's
Yep.
that's his jam. So we'll run backup for him, on interviews or whatever it's going on. Wrestling, they're really big into the wrestling, especially with some of the local I mean, like Texas local, like wrestlers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Um, and so we do a lot of promoting. Sometimes we will do like commentaries, like live, like on the spot and that kind of
Uh-huh.
stuff. Uh, Movies. I mean, we got it. We got a little bit in with the studios, so we get screen, or how do you call it? Like preview screenings.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, for example, the last one that I actually got to go to, because I don't, I missed most of those, unfortunately, but I got to see Godzilla X Kong, uh,
Oh,
like 3 days
nice.
before anybody did. Like I got
Yeah.
to see it like that Monday or Tuesday, I forget, and then it premiered on Thursday.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, we get cool stuff, man. Like there, it's very nice.
That is awesome. So the next thing I want to get into
Yeah.
on May the 4th, Tales of the Empire. What'd you think of that when we got that trailer?
First of all, again, I can't believe I'm saying this twice on the same podcast, but kudos to Lucasfilm for keep it under wrap. All right.
Yeah,
They just kind of blindsided us, bro. Like it
yeah,
was just kind of like, oh, by the way, boom. And here's the poster, here's the trailer. Uh, it's coming out in a month. And I was like, whoa, 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 like what is going on?
yeah,
And I'm all about it. I've said it before, and I think I talked to you about it too. But so the Barris Ophi story, right? Like the Inquisitor portion,
yes.
that I'm like, dude, that right there, that's a hit. That's a
Yep.
well thought out. Let's dive deeper into that, right?
Yeah.
The Morgan Elsbeth stuff, I'm less excited about because I'm not so much excited about Morgan Elsbeth, right? Like her
Yeah.
character. I'm excited about Thrawn. I'm excited about,
Oh, yeah.
Grievous. Like
Yeah.
I'm excited about them surrounding her story, right? Type of thing.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, yeah.
Whereas Barry's, I'm excited about her stories, like specifically, but
Yeah.
then around it, you got the Inquisitors, you got the Grand Inquisitor, you got Vader popping up. Um, so that's why I'm like, they're hitting us on different fronts on that one, right? So I'm definitely more excited about that one. But again, both of them look great. I'm sure they're going to be awesome. And you're probably seeing this, and I think it's like a fan edit type of thing. But it's one of those things that, yeah, it's a joke, quote unquote. But I'm like, what if, So they kind of went and did like Tales of the Droids,
Oh
Tales
yeah,
of the
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Rebellion,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
Tales of the Bounty Hunters. And I'm like, dude, a lot of them make perfect sense. Like
They
if,
do.
yeah,
Yeah.
like if it actually happens, I'm like, I'm I'm kind of sold on most of them actually.
Yeah, like there was like Tales of the Chiss, and there's like a
Yes.
ton of them. What I want, and if Lucasfilm does this, they'll have people consistently happy every year because they can count on this. If they give us a new Tales every May the 4th,
Yes.
that way you could look forward to it.
Yes.
You're gonna get 6 episodes. They're shorts. It should be easy to make,
Yes.
but I want that now every year. That way I
I
could look
agree.
forward to it
Oh, I
even
agree.
more than I already do for May the 4th.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
like you said, I'm hyped for Barris. That's like, and a lot of us speculated for Tales of the Jedi season 2, like we could see Asajj. What
Right.
if it'd be cool if we saw Barris? Like people
Right.
said that, but nobody guessed Morgan Elsbeth,
No.
which is
Nah.
kind of random.
Like I said.
But yeah, I think though hers has potential to be super fire, not because of her, but
Right.
because of like everything you mentioned and like I think we're gonna see her meet Balin and Shin in this.
Yes. I
I
think so
really
too.
do, because everything we've seen from her story, it's across the whole timeline. It's
Yeah.
before Clone Wars, it's Mandoverse, the
Yeah.
freaking Mandalorian episode. You see it there, how she
Yeah.
gets the what is it, Corvus or whatever it's called?
Yeah, 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 I think it was Corvus.
Yeah,
But yeah, it
you
seems like, how she takes over, that type of thing.
And what I wanna see, because we saw on the Barris side, you saw Maroc there, right?
Did.
What if in the Barris episodes, like, they show how the actual Maroc dies,
Yeah.
but then on the Morgan episodes, she finds that body, resurrects him,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
takes him, and that would explain why in Ahsoka, Morgan knew Balin, she has Maroc on deck, like, little things like that would be so crazy if they tied it in.
Agreed. Yeah, definitely, man. One thing that, it's kind of obvious, but I still kind of want to see it is with Barris. You remember that scene in Clone Wars when she's in the trial, right, at the temple, and
Yeah.
there's the temple guards, right, like behind her.
Oh, they take
So
her, right?
yeah, yeah. So that's one of the, in my mind right now, that is the Grand Inquisitor, right, right
Yeah.
there, like behind her. So if we get like a POV of him, listening to what Barris is saying, and kind of being like, huh, you know what? She's not lying, like she's kind of
Yeah.
making sense. So imagine if they kind of, because what we saw in the trailer is Grand Inquisitor training, Barris, right?
Yeah.
But like, think about it. Like, what if Barris actually influenced, the Grand Inquisitor, like
Wow.
at during that time of the trial, right? Like, what if she's the one that actually planted the seed of him
Yeah.
going bad, right? Like, or him going against the Jedi, technically. uh if they kind of show us that, even if it's just kind of quick, him
Yeah.
listening to her during the trial, like, dude, that would be like, it's that little connective, tissue that would
Yeah.
make it like insane.
That would be buck wild, and, like, they could have fun and do stuff like that, and it would just satisfy us, make us happy. The fact that this is taking place over, like, Clone Wars, Rebels, Mando, and
Yeah.
Ahsoka timeline is really, really dope to interconnect everything, and, like, I I just can't wait, man. It's gonna be
No,
so
same here.
much
It's
fun.
gonna be fun.
Are you gonna watch them right when it drops at 3 a.m. or 2 a.m. your time? Because that's Saturday morning.
That, yeah, that is Saturday morning, but so on May the 4th, I I haven't gotten confirmation yet, so maybe I shouldn't even say it. But the point is, uh, I don't know if you know Michael Haas, Starkiller 77 here on YouTube.
Mhm.
So he has an insane collection here. Well, he's not technically in San Antonio, like city limits, but he's adjacent, right?
Yeah.
Um, he's finally opening up his restaurant, his pizzeria, the
Oh,
dark
that
side.
pizza.
Yeah,
Oh, with the stuff in
but
the wall, it looks so
exactly.
dope.
But here's the thing. Uh, okay, so he's opening to the public May 9th. That's his opening date.
Yeah.
But for May the 4th, he's having like an invite only type of thing for friends and family.
Ooh.
So okay, like I said, it's not 100% confirmed. He told
Yeah.
me, I'm in for that, right?
Mm.
But I haven't seen the email yet, so it can
Yeah.
still not happen, right? But like I said, I haven't heard otherwise. So right now, like my May the 4th, it's kind of like geared towards
Oh,
that,
yeah, yeah, of course.
because well, first of all, there's a lot of people that are gonna be just flying into town literally just for that, dude.
Yeah.
Um, and so I know Evan, Elijah, they won't be here because they got their own thing going on with Jorge over at Galaxy Six
Yeah,
that day.
yep.
But otherwise, they would have been here, for that.
Mm.
Um, Robin, they're in Dallas, so they'll just probably drive down for
Yeah.
that. So anyway, the point is that it's kind of like a, like within the Star Wars community, like it's kind of a
Yeah.
big deal. So I've been kind of trying to keep my my May the 4th, kind of open like
For
for
that,
that.
yeah.
But also a local uh theater that's actually like 5 minutes away from me. They're doing the marathon, bro. They're doing the 9 movies.
Bro, that's too
Uh,
much. It's 24
it
hours long.
it is, yeah. And it starts at like 6:30 a.m. Um, so I'm like, I can't, I
Yeah.
can't. It's yeah, that's gruesome. That is. I probably wouldn't survive.
Yeah. Damn, that's crazy,
So,
man. Yeah.
so if I don't get confirmation that that's happening, then yeah, I'll probably try to catch Tales of the Empire like as soon as it drops.
Yeah, I'm hyped for it, man. Like, I'm gonna be reacting to it. I
Yeah.
cannot wait. Cannot wait. Cannot freaking wait. So, Tails is fire. Now, what we got going on now that's ending soon, Bad Batch.
Yep.
Have you been enjoying this third season?
You know, my overall, how can I say it? My overall view was a little bit changed, right? My perspective was changed when they said, yes, this is the third and final season.
Yeah.
So when you tell me this is the final season, right? In my mind, I'm like, dude, we got to make the most out of it, right? Like
Yeah,
we
yeah.
got a bunch of stuff to sort of start wrapping up or even expanding more, right? But different directions. Like if I think we all kind of think the same thing that this is the end of the series, right? But probably not of the characters, right? Like
Yeah.
we'll probably get them sprinkled here and there, right?
Yep.
Um, but so to me, the season is it's been okay.
Uh-huh.
It's just it's not final season material. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
I've been kind of I've been kind of how do you call it? Maybe singing the same tune quite a bit because that's my problem. Like the episode, like you watch the episode and they're fine. They're fun.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
it's a fun show. But I'm like, okay, but overall, like the story didn't really move. Like
Yeah.
we only got like 2 minutes worth of story, right? Like pushing forward. And okay, well, at the time of this recording, we are down to just two more episodes in the season, right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of like, dude, I don't know how they're gonna wrap up. You
There's
know,
too much left. There's a
too much.
lot left.
It's too
And
much.
like the next episode is only 22 minutes. We still Wolf still hasn't come to the right side yet. CX2, who the hell are you? And then like there's just so many like loose
bro,
ends. I,
bro,
I don't want it to be like the end of Ahsoka
bro,
where they're rushing everything in.
bro.
Cody? Where the
Thank
hell's
you,
Cody? Like, come on,
Cody. Man.
bro.
22
Yeah,
episodes or whatever that is. And we haven't seen him like
I
or
know.
heard from him. Like not even a name drop. Not even. Oh, by the way, Cody blew up in the shuttle. No, it's just we don't know. We don't know anything.
Yeah,
I'm like, come on,
yeah.
man. That's my boy right there.
I know. So, I mean, there's a chance it could end with a crazy bang,
Sure.
cause like we know that Rex, Wolf, and Gregor have to survive.
Yeah.
We don't know about Echo. We don't
No.
know about Cody.
No,
We
we
don't
don't.
know if Asajj is gonna come back.
Right.
We don't know if the Batch is gonna die, which they
Right.
probably are, or
Probably are.
Is Omega gonna sacrifice herself?
Right.
And imagine if she dies and the Bad Batch survives, and they're
Yeah.
just like,
Which I'll be honest with you, that to me makes a little bit more sense, because the clones, they got an expiration date, right? Like they are
yeah,
accelerated aging.
yeah,
So you don't have to worry about them too much in the timeline, right? Like in the storyline.
yeah,
In 5, maybe 10 years tops, they're gonna be basically old men, right?
yeah,
And again, we know that 3 of them survive, with Gregor, Wolf, and Rex.
yeah,
But we never know anything about Omega and stuff like that. So to me, it makes a little bit more sense for her to be sort of plucked out right at this point,
yeah,
and then there's not many ramifications going forward, right? For the stuff that we've seen. But I agree, there's just too much unknowns, too much that can still happen. Uh, I mean, just with the title of that final episode, the cavalry has arrived. I see it being like, like you said, right? Like a lot of people showing up that last episode.
yeah. I think most people think Cavalry Rise means like Rex and everyone's gonna show up. But
Right.
what if
But
it's like the reverse? What if it's like Vader and a bunch of
yeah,
stormtroopers show up? That cavalry,
yeah, exactly.
it could
Yeah,
be
yeah.
crazy like that.
To sort of end the Bad Batch as we know it, right? Whether, like you said, whether it's all of them, gone, or just Omega or something like that. But I just don't want, and I know it sounds wrong, but I just don't want this team to make it out of the last episode. Like this like iteration of the team, right? Like somebody's got to go. Like,
Oh, I know. It
yeah,
surprised me that no one's died yet.
yeah, exactly, exactly.
So is it gonna be you're gonna kill multiple people in the finale? Like something should have
That's
happened
the
by
thing.
now.
Exactly.
And like I'm very intrigued with this finale because nobody has seen it up until episode 14. Reviewers have seen
Yeah.
like these last few episodes, and we know the runtime up and through 14, but 15, nobody's seen it.
Nope.
Nobody knows how long it is. All we
Nope.
have is the title.
Yep.
So that might be a crazy sign where we don't even want the media, the reviewers to see
Right.
the finale
Right.
because like we're just gonna like kill everybody and
Yeah.
like we don't want it to leak because like if people saw the finale and like I think it would leak that this person
Oh yeah.
dies, this person shows up. So I think we're in for a buck wild ride in the finale and nobody knows what to expect.
Yeah. Which I'm all for, because like I said, I've been missing kind of like that sentiment throughout the season, right? Like, don't get me wrong, the Asajj episode was awesome, but
Woo.
we knew she was gonna pop up. That's the thing. I'm like, dang it, man. Like,
Yeah.
if you would have
Oh, the
not shown
trailer.
me that, yeah, if you would have not shown me that in the trailer, dude, I one of the best moments in animation, right? Like Star Wars animation, dude. Like, I
Yeah.
would have blown our freaking minds off. But we knew it was coming, So I'm like, yes, it was good. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the heck out of that episode, actually. But that's what I'm saying. It could have been like, holy crap, like,
Yeah.
this is one of the best episodes I've ever seen.
Yeah, especially like if we wouldn't have got that in the trailer and the way she showed up, Omega was in a dark cave and she just walks up behind her. Imagine if that's the first time and we're like,
Oh, yeah,
like, ah, you're right. That
yeah,
trailer they showed
yeah,
way too much
yeah.
and it didn't really help them because like it's not really super hyped.
It's
Like
not.
that people aren't going nuts
No.
for it. That's why I stopped waking up at 3 a.m.
Yeah,
because like,
yeah,
bro, my reaction
yeah,
videos it's like
yeah,
nothing. I have fun
exactly.
making them,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I stopped because it's not like Ahsoka reaction videos were
No.
nuts, bro.
Yeah,
Like thousands of views, tons of subscribers,
yeah,
bro. No one, most people don't care about Bad Batch like that,
yeah.
so
And it's
it's
funny you say that.
crazy.
I've, my weekly live stream is geared towards that, right? Like, while Bad Batch is going on,
Yeah,
that's the main focus of the live stream, right? Like, we'll go over it, like, talk about it, sort
yeah,
of dissect it, that stuff. But same thing, dude. Like, the views just kind of, they didn't plummet, but it's definitely not at the same,
yeah,
level.
yeah,
Like, it's kind of like, and I'm like, man, like, and like you said, I have fun making them, but
yeah.
it's kind of like, maybe I don't need to be, like you said, waking up, at 2 in the morning and
No,
catching it. Like, n- very little people care, like you said, enough to catch it at that time, or early enough. Uh, but yeah, it's funny you mentioned that, because I have noticed that. Um, the hype is just not really there. They're like, yeah, it's fun, it's clones and stuff, and that's
Yeah.
about it. Asajj brought some of that excitement back for sure.
Yep.
But then she's like, all right, well, I'm off,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
she was gone. But so yeah, that's why I'm like, okay, I'm kind of ready for a good finale.
Yeah, I think the finale reaction and view and like, videos
Yeah,
afterwards are gonna do good because like it's probably gonna be buck wild.
yeah,
Bro, I know the Zillow beast is there. I hope they let that mofo loose and he just
yes,
wreaks
tears
havoc.
up, yeah, exactly,
I want a very chaotic, crazy
yeah,
finale. Like I want it just to be buck wild, and we better see what's in those damn tubes
yes,
in
thank you,
that
those
vault.
red ones, yeah.
Yeah, we better see that. And my buddies, oh, what? Who was talking about it? It might have been Connor at Beyond the Dune Sea and Seth. I think on their live they were talking. What if like CX2 or the other clones
Hmm.
are clones of the Bad Batch, but with Omega's blood, they use that to infuse midichlorians into those clones.
Nice,
And on Hemlock's iPad, those those like dark trooper looking
yeah,
things. What if they end up being like some prototype dark troopers that are like force sensitive clones,
right.
and all of a sudden they let them loose, and you have these clone troopers that are force sensitive doing crazy stuff in that finale. Like that'd be wild.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I'm all for that. So that's very similar to, they used to be called the Reborn Troopers. Over
Uh-huh.
in uh the video game, the one with Cal Katarn. Oh, Jedi Outcast.
Yeah.
So it was very similar to that because they were all black, like armor. They were like shadow troopers almost, and but they were force sensitive. They were like imbued with the force, like forcefully, I guess, or um, artificially is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude. So that would be pretty cool. Um, of course, it raises a bunch of questions, for like Mando and stuff. But still,
Yeah.
I, yeah. So I think we're gonna see some crazy stuff at the end. It's not gonna be an end, right? Like it's not gonna be like, all right, we're done with this. We're never gonna
Yeah.
see clones or Asajj or any of these guys anymore.
Yeah.
I kind of felt, to be honest with you, and I think I said it during my stream of that episode. I kind of felt that episode with Asajj, that was the pilot episode for Asajj's show.
Oh yeah, she's getting a
Like,
show.
yeah,
Maybe even her and Omega, if Omega
yeah,
survives.
there you go.
Her, Omega, Quinlan, the path, the beginning of the path.
Exactly. Yeah, dude, I want. Yeah, that's the other one. So next to Cody, it was Quinlan for me. But
Yeah, man. Well, there's still a chance because, like,
yeah,
oh, what I want. Oh, this would be so beautiful.
yeah.
Is for in the finale, like for Vader to show up for some reason. It
Yep.
doesn't have to be on Mount Tantus because he's not supposed to know about it or whatever. But
Right.
for Vader to show up and Asajj to be there trying to save Omega, and Asajj having to fight Vader for a little bit, and then for maybe her to realize from his fighting style or somehow like, is this Anakin, or she could
Right.
sense something in him, and they kind of get like a little rematch, and then she gets away, like Quinlan will pop in and maybe try to help, and then they just
Right.
run away from Vader because they can't take him out. But I would love like some connection like that, like a rematch of Anakin and Asajj.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
that would be so dope.
I'm with you on that one. But yeah, so a little bit disappointed runtime of episode what is that, 14,
Yeah,
right?
22
I mean,
minutes.
come on, man. Like that's nothing. That's, yeah, I don't know. But I'm still holding out hope that the last episode is at least a little bit longer. At least I would say at least twice as long, right? Like I
Has to.
yeah,
Like 2
there's
episodes worth.
exactly, yeah. So
Yeah,
there's just too much to that can happen. Too many questions, right? Too many open storylines or
yeah,
arcs. Um, but yeah, after that we'll see. I mean, the next animation thing is Tales of the Empire, right?
yeah.
But I don't know that we have anything else sort of confirmed, right, when it comes to animation. So
No, do you think like how what was it, Mando season 2, how it ended, and then we got a post-credit scene announcing Book of Boba?
oh
Do
yeah,
you do you think we could get like a post credit scene in Bad Batch announcing the next
The
show?
next thing.
There's a next thing.
Oh yeah,
So
absolutely.
you think they would do that like how they did in live action?
That'd be kind of cool, actually. I'm kind of for that because, like I said,
Yeah,
I think we're all on the same page that we know this isn't like an ending, right?
yeah,
It's more of a, we're wrapping up this show, right, or this storyline.
yeah,
But I think, again, I think everybody knows that there's gonna be more, right? Like, kind of has to be.
yeah,
Um, so I'd like to, get a little bit of an insight of what that's gonna look like already. And yeah, for sure, it's gonna come out, in 2 years or something. But at least, we got something to hold us up and be like,
yeah,
hey, the what do they call it? Like the Clone Wars, legacy, or like the spirit,
yeah, yeah.
is still continuing on. So
Like yeah, it'd be like the Clone Wars saga. It's just
yeah,
continuing it.
exactly. It's
Yeah,
just continuing. Yeah,
yeah. Just like in like Marvel, like the Infinity Saga was like the first
yeah,
10 movies. The Clone Wars saga is gonna be going on for a long time. And I'm all for it, bro.
yeah.
I'm
Same here.
all
I
for
enjoy it.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. There's still plenty to tell. And I like that now we're finally sort of branching out a little bit. Uh, like I said before, with Dawn of the Jedi, and now
Yeah.
with Acolyte. That's also
Yeah.
close, yet still a little bit removed, right, from what we know.
Yeah.
So I'm excited that we're finally uh kind of leaving this period of like 30 years, right, in Star Wars, that
Yeah.
everything we get is just in those like 30, 40 years. So finally, we're moving into the hundreds of years and then into the thousands of years, right? So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
kind of dope.
No, for sure. So that was the last thing that I have. What do you have coming up next on your channel that the people could look forward to?
Yeah, absolutely. So as we've spoken at length here, right? I do have a live stream show on Wednesdays or Thursdays, like today, uh, covering the Bad Batch. But once we wrap up, which is again coming up, right? Just a couple more episodes. We're gonna go back to our format, which is very similar to this. The show is called The High Ground, and we're gonna be having some cool guests, pop in, talk about their Star Wars, their collection. If they're I'm lining up actually a couple of showrunners because I want to get a little bit of the perspective on the what it takes to put together a convention, right? Uh,
Ooh,
yeah, so
nice.
that's gonna be kind of interesting, right? Trying to go that route too. And like I said, we also go live talking about toys. My channel does a lot of toy hunting, and so every so often I like to just focus on the toys, right? It's like, hey, what have you guys picked up? New
Yeah.
stuff, HasLabs, new releases, all that stuff. We do some unboxings a lot of the time, just stuff. As you can see, I have a lot of stuff just lying around that, and a lot of it I need to unbox and sort of put on shelves. So sometimes we'll do that live. Toy hunts pretty much every week. And like I said, we're trying to keep up with the news, of course, for Star Wars. So we'll do trailer reactions. We'll do quick reviews, depending on what's going on. And yeah, just fun stuff all around. And well, like I said, starting May, we're gonna be doing a lot of convention coverage. So
Yeah.
be on the lookout for that. That's gonna get interesting. So if oh, by the way, if anybody here listening is gonna be in San Antonio or is in the surrounding area of San Antonio, those dates again, that's May 10th to the 12th. Make sure to check out NostalgiaCon. It's gonna be a good show.
Nice. Awesome. So for you guys watching, go subscribe to this man right now. Links will be down in the description. Jose, bro, thank you so much for coming on again, man. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you, man. Like I said, it feels good to be invited a third time.
Yes. Yes. Awesome. So that's going to be it for this episode of Sith Talk, guys. We'll see you guys next week. Bye, guys.
May the force be with you.